Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about our 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe wintertime performance so far, and what I've noticed driving it, and kind of how I've enjoyed driving it, and just any little facts or tips or anything that I've learned from ownership. So let's jump into it here. So we recently made the switch to this vehicle from a 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLE AMG, and we think it was the right thing to do because A, I love Mopar, and B, my fiance wanted something that had the performance of the Mercedes in terms of straight line speed, but had the more reliable, if you can say that about a Mopar product in today's day and age with Stellantis, more reliable powertrain and interior specs than the Mercedes, I should say, electronics. So with that being said, we found this Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. It had a hair over 3,000 miles on it. It was basically brand new, and we got it for a fraction of the price of a brand new vehicle because these depreciate just so fast. I feel bad for anybody who bought one of these brand new because these depreciate like a rock being thrown off a cliff within the first year of ownership, which is great for us because we basically got a brand new vehicle for half off. That's truly what it was, over half off what we paid for this vehicle. Hair over $33,000. This, I believe, stickered for over $68,000. So we got a heck of a steal on this vehicle, and it's fun to drive and ride in as well. But along with that, that Mercedes just was not a good wintertime car. Like, you've got cars that are, you know, that drive fine and perform fine in the winter, but they're just not made for those extremely cold temperatures like what we get here in Wisconsin. I mean, today's the warmest day. It's 20 degrees right now, and this is the warmest day we've had in weeks. And I truly mean weeks and weeks. It is just crazy how cold it has been here. So I wanted something that I could plug in at night, just like our Chevy Volt. We have had a lot of success with our Chevy Volt so far, and I wanted something that could essentially sustain that success because of its plug-in variant. So the battery is always being conditioned at night, which is great, and it's always being plugged in. So the vehicle is always having some sort of conditioning going on, even when it is extremely cold out, which is phenomenal for us because we live in, again, such a cold climate. And this is quite fun to drive too. So we have had no issues so far driving this vehicle in the cold weather. Electronically or drivetrain wise, it's been great, and we've had some of the coldest weather we've had in years here in Wisconsin, with just a few days ago lows being down without the wind chill into 32 below zero, which I do have documented. It is astronomical how cold it has gotten here lately. Not uncommon this winter to be down to even 20 below zero, 25 below zero. It happens quite frequently, and even tonight now it's supposed to get back down to 7 or 8 below. So we just needed a vehicle that we could A, plug in at night, and B, get through the snow and everything else that we have been getting. And this vehicle has done it. In terms of the electronics, there's one thing that I do want to go over, and it's very minor. So when I take this car in, when I actually get a chance here, because I have to take it in for some other stuff, the windshield wiper fluid sensor must be broke because I filled it up with windshield wiper fluid, and it still says windshield wiper fluid is low, so it needs to add fuel. And next is that the Uconnect 5 system in here. When I try to change the channel, for me at least, like right now I'm on today's Pop Hits, and I go to Pop 2K for Sirius Satellite Radio, it stays on the station it was originally on. Like, I could change the radio station, but I can't get any of the info from the new radio station I put it on up on the screen. So right now, Daryl Hall, John Oates is on, apparently on, and it says it's playing Maneater, but if we just turn the radio up really quick, it's not even close to Maneater on there. It's whatever's playing on Pop 2K, which is sort of a disappointment. I've always had good luck with Uconnect 5, although in this iteration of it, in the Grand Cherokee, it's not great. And there we go as we put it down. This car just has so much torque, and that's one thing I absolutely love about it, is that it has 470 pound-feet of torque, which is actually the stock number on my 16 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT that I have, which is no longer stock. So it provides us with enough power, enough get up and go, that it pretty much suits our needs perfectly for that matter. Now, one thing I do want to touch on here that I really don't care for is the fact that I can never get this vehicle, let's turn it back to auto here, I can never get this vehicle to go into electric mode. Now, today might be the day where it's warm enough to go into electric mode, so let's try it. Oh my gosh. This is the first time I've been in electric mode in weeks and weeks and weeks. It's probably been a month since we've had this vehicle in electric mode. It's so finicky. It always wants to go into fuel recovery mode, or it just say electric mode temporary unavailable. So right now I'm in pure electric mode. I haven't been in electric mode in forever, so it's kind of refreshing to actually get into electric mode. And that's one of the reasons why we bought this vehicle, was to run it on electric mode to save gas and to save engine use, just because you can run it on electric mode. We love driving the Volt because it is electric. We absolutely love that. It's an electric powertrain, and driving an electric powertrain is extremely fun in my opinion. This vehicle is great to drive in electric mode. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to drive it here lately, but right now, of course, I am driving it in pure electric, and it is phenomenal. There's plenty of get up and go in electric mode, and I enjoy using it. So one thing I have to notice, it's 16 degrees out right now, but the sun is steadily shining on the vehicle. So one thing I've noticed in ownership is that when it gets super cold out, even like when it's 16, 15 degrees, it won't go into electric mode unless it's bright and sunny out and the vehicle itself is actually warm. I think the engine, the ambient air temperature along with the engine or whatever, it just has to feel warm enough to go into electric mode. We haven't ran this on electric mode at all over the last month and a half, because of the fact that it's been so cold out. And that goes for the Volt as well. One thing I've noticed is that when it does get too cold, even when it's 20 degrees out, 15 degrees out, that electric engine has to kick on in order for the battery pack to work properly. And that's kind of what happens here with this vehicle. But now as I push the pedal down, I am slowly accelerating. But again, electric mode in this vehicle, while it does have enough power, this is a massive vehicle, so you're not going to get the full force of electric mode like you would from 0 to 30. But overall, it's been great. Again, the one downside is, like I said, this is the first time we ran in electric mode now in months. So that sucks. That is a total bummer. I wish that we were able to run more on just pure electric mode, because it does save so much fuel and cost, essentially. That's why you buy a hybrid, is to save money on gas. Right now, in the extreme cold weather, even in hybrid mode, it never goes into a true hybrid mode. It always just stays in gas, and we're averaging about 17 miles to the gallon just running the 4-popper engine. So it isn't great by any means. It's no better than the Hemi, honestly. It's truly no better than the Hemi, but you do get better performance, which is great. Now we're going to pass this person in front of us. So what we are going to do is put it into sport mode, thus activating the gas engine. So I have it in sport. We're gonna put it back into hybrid, and then we're gonna push the pedal down, and this car has so much torque and power to get your vehicle going. It's just so much fun. Oh my gosh. This is such an incredible driving experience because of the fact that it pairs the electric motor, which is pancaked between the transmission and the gas engine and the 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. It almost provides an electric, I don't want to say a pure electric like driving experience because there are gear shifts in here, but it provides electric like torque. So it truly feels like you're driving an electric vehicle with the sound of an ICE engine, because that's what it is. It's a pretty unique driving experience, honestly, and I do like driving this vehicle. It is fun to drive, I will give it that much. So I enjoy driving it. Just some other things here, wintertime use, you know, it's great in the snow. One thing I do have to say negative from the factory is that they give you Bridgestone Dueler HL400s, which are kind of like a highway. It basically maximizes gas mileage. So this is, I would have to say this is not great in the snow unless you get the correct tires for it. So I ended up getting Bridgestone Revo, they're Duelers, but they're Bridgestone Revo AT3s, and I like those a lot. I think they are pretty sweet. They grip really well. You can check it out on the channel. I've done snow tests with them, and they provide you with a compliant ride. It's almost like driving my Ram truck with those BF Goodrich TAKO2s on. This has similar traction, and its 4-wheel drive system is second to none in terms of actually sending power to the right tire. This does it just effortlessly and perfectly, and this isn't even the highest Quadra Track 2 system. This is Quadra Track 2, or the Quadra Track all-wheel drive system. This is, I see a Chevy Volt that looks like mine. Wow, there's a Chevy Volt that looked like mine right there. Amazing. I was a little taken back there. That looked exactly like my vehicle. But this is not the Quadra Drive 2, this is the Quadra Track 2. So Quadra Drive 2 actually has a rear locking differential. This does not get that. This gets an active rear differential, but it's controlled by braking, so it kind of gives you a little bit of a rear differential feel, although not quite like the Quadra Drive 2. But it is nonetheless still a great system, and we really appreciate it here in the wintertime. Also, one thing I appreciate, and usually I buy the top trim of everything when I buy a vehicle, but this was not the top trim. And I didn't want the top trim because I did not want the air suspension. I've had so many air suspension issues, and I've heard horror stories, and granted this is covered under warranty, but I've heard so many horror stories of air suspension, and I've had it firsthand experience with my Ram truck. Just terrible air suspension issues with it, and it never does what you want it to do. The rear end always sticks up, the front end always sticks down. It's just not a very intuitive air suspension system, and I did not want that in this vehicle because we do plan on keeping it for as long as the battery electric powertrain is in place, which is 8 years or 100,000 miles. So we're gonna keep it that long, I would say, because this vehicle only has 4,700 miles on it right now. Other than that, it's been great in the wintertime. It heats up very fast, because not only does it have the electric engine working, it has the battery engine working to use its heat source as well, which is awesome. And it heats up very fast. The rear seats are nice. Rear seat room is nice here. I've got which I'm gonna demonstrate right now, I've got a 360 degree camera system. So as you can see, we're just pulling into my shed where this beauty is going to get a nice wash. And we have our 360 camera to see where we're parking. If we turn off the vehicle here and get out and actually look at it, there's my project vehicle right there. You know, it really does have a stylish look to it, and it really looks masculine, I think, in my opinion. They really did such a great job. Stellantis does. Say what you want, but Stellantis has done such a great job with making the Grand Cherokee better than the old generation and keeping it look classic, keeping the look classic, similar to the WK and the WK2 Grand Cherokee. I mean, this is one of the most recognizable SUVs on the market, and it definitely needed a refresh that still kept that design of the WK and the WK2. So that's my little wintertime review here. This is honestly the perfect wintertime vehicle. And if you guys appreciate this, I appreciate you liking and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one.